Dragula Ghoulies, we're already eating good this season and it's only been one episode. I mean, a nearly double length episode to kick off the season, like, mwah, thank you very much. And so much has already happened that I want to sit down and talk about. I mean, I have literally pages of notes here because so much happened in just this very first episode. And if you haven't seen the episode yet, what are you doing here? Go and watch the episode and then come back and talk about everything here with me, because I'm going to break down absolutely everything. So be prepared for spoilers for everything. And we have 42 different looks to break down, with the entrance looks and the confessionals and the floor show looks. Like, there's a lot to talk about this episode. If you're new here though, I'm Hannah, but I go by Hordes online. And if you're not new, welcome back. I normally talk about horror movies on Mondays and Fridays, with an emphasis on movies that you have probably never heard of before. And on Sundays, I now talk about the Boulet brothers' Dragula Titans 2, which is one of my favourite shows of all time. So I'm going to stop waffling on because this video is already going to be a long one. So let's just jump right on into the very beginning of the episode and go on from there.
Okay, let's go.
Before we talk about the Titans though, can we appreciate the look from the Boulet brothers, again from the promo look? I love this promo look. It's probably my favourite promo look to date. And how good that these wigs are. It looks like they are literally growing out of their heads. Like, my own hair does not look as good growing out of my head as these wigs look. If you aren't familiar with me, you may not know that pre the world shutting down in 2020, I used to work with drag queens. I used to work in a very well-known venue here within the UK. I was the backstage assistant, and on certain days of the week, I was the backstage manager. And all of the theatrics that we see from the main stage, it feeds my soul. I miss all of the dramatic scenery and everything that I used to work with. And I miss the drag queens as well, obviously. I was literally Scooter from the Muppets, if you've ever seen Muppets. Without me, the show didn't, it physically didn't go on in the evenings. And yeah, I miss that. And like I said, this feeds my soul a little bit. The tombstones as well remind me of the Halloween show that we used to do. And I love it. I love that everybody's got their own tombstone. It also reminds me a little bit, if you've ever seen The Girls Next Door from the 2000s, how on the mansion of the Playboy lawn, everybody used to have their own custom tombstones with sayings on it. So it brings me nostalgia for multiple reasons. Because this video is going to be so long, let's talk about everybody's intro looks and their confessional looks very quickly as they are introduced. And the first person to be introduced is from season 1, and that is Frankie Doom. I like this look for Frankie. It is very Frankie. Like, if I said what comes to mind when you think of Frankie Doom, you think the colour red, you think mesh, you think very body, like lots of body and skin on show, and this is the actual definition of Frankie summed up in one look. The confessional look, again, it's more mesh. I love this hat that Frankie is wearing. It's very cute, it's very casual, and I can appreciate a cute and casual, comfy moment. The next up is Jaharia from season 6. I love this look. I love the neon stripes. It is giving me very prisoner who has been electrocuted with this choice of hair. And I can appreciate a queen who decides to go for a comfy intro look, because you never know what they're going to throw at you directly out the gate. You don't know that you are going to be spelunking in the dark in the minus degrees of temperature. Spelunking's the only thing I think we've not done at this point. So you want to be comfy on your intro look? Absolutely go wild. I love the neons in their confessional look as well. I love this jacket. I think I just really like Jaharia. Jaharia won so many points to me in this episode, just as you'll find out. But I also really like their confessional look, and I think their glasses are adorable.
I'm adorable!
The next to the main stage is Priscilla, and I looked at this outfit and went, that is a big wig. That is a very big wig. And the outfit is reminding me of something. It's giving Elvis Presley meets Jessica Rabbit. And I'm not mad at this in the slightest, but I love Priscilla's confessional look. These 90s half up, half down pigtails with the tattoo choker, considering she's a tattoo artist now. As a 90s baby myself, I can always appreciate somebody who has got a clear 90s reference, and I really like this confessional look. It's simple, but I like it still. The next is Dahlia Black, and this is what the evil queen should have looked like in that horrible, horrible live action Snow White movie, because this is giving evil Disney queen to the 100th degree. I also really like their hair in the confessionals in this like half up, half down, and the Beetlejuice stripy blazer. I can get behind this as well. It's a really cute kind of look, and it reminds me of something that you would see on like a background extra in the TV show Wednesday. She is paying homage to the fungus, and up next is Cynthia. This look would not work on anybody but Cynthia. And I'm saying that now. This look just screams Cynthia. Like, sometimes you look at some of the looks that Cynthia is wearing and I don't know if I'm the only one. I go, what am I looking at? I like it, but what am I looking at? And Cynthia has my favorite confessional look because I love a two-tone anything, absolutely anything. For the longest time, I had split-toned hair, but the maintenance on it is why she is now back to fully being a natural redhead again. And this jacket, I would wear in a heartbeat. I just get the vibe that I would get on so well with Cynthia. Like, we are literally a year apart and we are both Scorpios that love Nickelodeon from the 90s, and her hand tattoo reminds me of, if you ever watched Our Real Monsters, the character Crumb who holds his eyeballs in his hand, and I don't know if that is an actual reference of why she got an eyeball hand, but I would love to think that maybe it was.
Monsters! Nice work!
Come on, Mama Swan, give her the crown. The next person is Blackberry, who has one of my two favorite intro looks. Like, you put little tiny animal ears on anything and I will immediately love it. And you will see a theme going out throughout this video that is one way to win me over. You put on cat ears or dog ears or bunny ears and make it like cute yet creepy. I'm gonna love it. And this is giving me like glamorous Thundercats, which if you've never seen Thundercats, cartoon from the 80s, Blackberry's confessional look though reminds me so much of her look from the previous season. Like, same glasses, just in a different color, lovely comfy beanie. Like, we love a comfy queen in confessionals because nobody wants to have to sit down and film confessionals after you've filmed all day in something that is like high glam. She's Brooklyn's most annoying queen, and JK is back. And I love that JK like walked in advertising her humiliation kink while dressed like she's going to an Avril Lavigne concert. If you haven't clocked it, please read the lettering on JK's outfit because it absolutely made me laugh. But this confessional look, and this is not meant to sound shady in any kind of way, but it probably will, is this inspired by Pluto the dog from Disney? Because that's all I can see. The next in was La Zavaleta, who came straight from the hotel spa. Like, this outfit, like, cracked me up. Like, well done for doing, like, this. I kind of love this, but I do question, if you are going to wear platform Crocs, why aren't they in sport mode? Because like I said, you don't know if you're going to go spelunking on the first episode, so put your Crocs in sport mode, and then we'll talk. But the confession look, I now need to know where this jacket is from, please, because again, I love this. I'm currently just like eyeing up everybody's wardrobes for things that I like, and being a black, white and pink nightmare myself, anything that is black, white and pink, it's immediately going to stand out to me. But you know, La Zavaleta from the previous season that she was on, all the looks that she comes out in are just like fashion. Like, her casual gear is still high fashion.
Fuck! He forgot to put the Crocs in sport mode?
Not tonight, not today. Up next was Loris in this lovely white look. And I do want to know if Loris made this one herself, because I know that Loris makes a lot of her own costumes. But that choker necklace, girl, I have seen that on a few different websites, so I know exactly where that came from. And the same with her baseball cap that you see her wearing later on with the kitty ears, because I nearly bought that exact hat in the summer. I love her in confessionals though. When she was like, can I whip my ponytail without hitting that light, and then proceeds to helicopter that enormous blonde ponytail that she's got. I love her. She's got like such an infectious personality. And again, we could be bestie friendies from what I saw in this episode. And I do love the purple and black that she's wearing, the sort of tracksuit top. Again, it's cute, it's comfy. I'm not mad at a comfy confessional look. Apologies if I deafen anybody with this next one, but I have to take the opportunity. Hello, naughty boys and girls, it is her, Disasterina! And this look, only Disasterina could wear. It's another Cynthia doll, where you put this look on anybody else and it doesn't work. I love this look. mess, but trash, but it's still very put together. It's exactly what you expect from LA's most disastrous drag queen. I also love that her confession look is a little bit like emo with the like stripy fingerless gloves. I love her new hair, that like burgundy pink with the blonde in the front, super cute. I love Disasterina. I think like if you don't like Disasterina, I'm sorry, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. Like what's not to love about Disasterina? The next Titan down the runway is J. Jolie, who is giving you I'm a Taylor Swift impersonator on the weekends, and I'm not mad at this because she is in fact a Taylor Swift impersonator as well as being a drag queen, so can't knock a girly for being on brand. I do like in Jade's confession look though, this like chain and little vinyl heart pasties thing that she's got going on. Like as somebody who has got bigger chesty besties, like I could never. So being part of the itty bitty committee, like if you can pull this off, absolutely go for it, because I could never. She is ready to throw her vag in the page again, and Sigourney Beaver is the next one out. And this is giving like iconic Sigourney. When you think of Sigourney, you think like really big hair, often in that sort of like Bride of Frankenstein silhouette. And her outfit is giving me a little bit of flashback to the reveal she had in the Mad Scientist floor show during the finale. Again, I'm not mad about it, but this is possibly my favorite thing Sigourney wears this episode, and I'll get onto it when we get to the actual main challenge, and I hope that nobody is like deaf to me because, you know, yeah, well, you'll see why. Please don't hate me later. I love that her mullet, like she still has this, that like her shallot going on. It is now just like twice as long in confessionals. Like I think Sigourney's a cutie patootie. Can we just agree with this? And like, girl won the genetic lottery. So you know, big chesty besties, tiny waist, hips, like girlie kind of has it all going on.
Jackpot!
And she's a fellow redhead, so what can I say? I'm not mad about that either. Her name is Eva Destruction, for fuck's sake. And this is my second favourite look that walked down the runway, because can I please have this coat? It is so cute, and it is giving me Kindred from League of Legends. And if you don't know who that is, Kindred is like a wolf complete with the same frosty blue eyes. And their confession look is still giving me missing member of the band Motionless in White, which I mentioned when I did my trailer reaction video. And I'm not mad at it, because let me explain. The three tenets of Dragula are horror, glamour, and filth. And the three things that I appreciate most here on my channel is horror, drag, and any references to women's wrestling, which I have grown up with and love to pieces. And if you didn't know, Motionless in White happened to sing Rhea Ripley's intro tune, and like every single lady on the planet, I too am gay for Rhea Ripley. She's a creep. The last person is a Bora, and this look just said from the very beginning, I am an Abora look. It is giving like sleep paralysis demon in the best way. And I, in her confession looks, will admit, if this shirt was on anybody else, I would absolutely hate it. Like this pink with the polka dot, but on Abora, I will give it a pass because, like, again, if anybody else wore this, no. It is at this point that our Titans get told that the very first challenge for the season is going to be the Halloween house party, where you have to create a look inspired by a classic Halloween costume, and there will be a lip sync to the Boulet brothers song All Hallows Eve. And it is at this point that you see, like, Swan purposely say multiple times, classic Halloween costume, and Abora's like, yeah, and Drax's like, you don't screw it up again this time. So everybody then heads back to the lab, and there's a little bit of chit chat going on. JK and La Zaffaletta waste absolutely no time whatsoever, immediately coming for each other. And then you find a few people decide they're going to come for Bora as well and ask, like, why are you back here? And all I can say is I agree with Bora. Like, don't take it up with me. If you've got an issue, take it up with the Boulets. Like, come for the boss, don't come for the employee. Like, it's not Abora's problem or fault if she's come back for another season to compete. Same with Eva. And there has been a lot of discourse that I've seen online of people being like, well, why didn't this person come back or this person come back? And I have been watching Throb Zombie do a lot of their sort of talking as well on there. And they were saying like, they got invited back, but it just wasn't the right time for them. I think people forget, like, not everybody wants to come back to compete, but also we're in a cost of living crisis, and putting together a drag package of like 10, 20 different drag looks is expensive. Even homemade drag is still expensive. And you want to come back and to be able to like showcase yourself in the best light possible, and money is what you need to do so. Like, so don't get mad when certain people didn't get like put on this like this cast of Titans too, because you don't know. They might have been asked and simply said like, it's not the right time to do so. Blackberry quickly asks who everybody thinks their competition is gonna be, and it very quickly goes from like, I think this person's my competition, to I think this person's my competition, to Sigourney saying, I am my own biggest competition, to suddenly everyone being like, I hate your look, I hate your look. Like, Ghoulie Bops! You've been in the same room with each other for like a couple of hours maximum at this point. It's day one. It's day one. Put your knives down. There's no reason to be like bitter and hateful immediately from the get-go. Then Vanda walks in looking immaculate as always. And this is where I had a conversation with a few of you back when I did my trailer reaction video. And you were like, maybe she's the season's ex-sister, which absolutely had not crossed my mind at the time, because back on Titans 1, we didn't have an ex-sister, believe it or not. We've only had two, which was Coco Kane on season 5 and Cynthia Doll on season 6. So it's still a like fairly new kind of concept, but I love the idea of having a previous winner come back to be an ex-sister on the like best of the best competing on Titans. But to echo Blackberry, if Vanda had been competing, pack up your bags and go home, because nobody would stand a chance if Vanda had actually been a secret 15th competitor. Like, no, sorry, bye, there's your winner.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
So Vanda reveals that the first fright feat is the voodoo doll, which has got lots of little pins sticking in it, and the person who pulls the red pin is the person who gets to decide what person gets popped for extermination at the end of the episode. And I have mixed feelings about this, which I will get to a little bit later on, but I like the luck-based fright feats because it means that everybody has an even chance of actually winning something. It's not a skill-based thing. And the person who wins is Dahlia, and immediately we cut to confessionals and everyone being like, oh god, not the hateful bitch being the one that's got all the power. Oh no, it's like, again, it's day one. How many of you have actually spent like that much time with Dahlia in the real world? Because some of you, as you openly said, were like, I've never spent time with some of these people, so you're preconceived opinions and judgments going on here is just my assumption. It is from here that the groups get formed for the floor show challenge, and the first group that we get is Loris, Frankie, Abora, and Disasterina, aka the season 1 and 2 monsters all together. And this group just looked like they had a really good time, and like they were rehearsing, but they were having a good time during the rehearsing. And I love that Abora took a leadership role in this, and like her personality this time round, when she's in drag, she is still the like chaos demon that you expect her to be, but she just seems so much more like chill and relaxed this time round. Like there's no drama, there's no like love triangle going round. So like fingers crossed that this continues for the rest of the season.
It could go either way.
The next team that we see put together, who end up being team 4 in the running order, is Eva, Sigourney, and La Zavaleta. And we all know I am an Eva fan, and this is no hate to Sigourney in any kind of way when she was saying that Eva talks too much, but like, sometimes, and I hope everyone else can relate to this, sometimes you just need to vent. And you need to be able to vent to people who understand what you're actually talking about. And every single person in this room knows what it's like to compete on the season. However, you still need to read the room, and this is me saying this about Eva, because not everybody wants to be on the receiving end of your venting. So, Eva and La Zavaleta like click together, but Eva and Sigourney, I think, are kind of like too similar to like, they're gonna butt heads in a way. Like, both of them are incredibly competitive and driven to win the competition. Both of them are incredibly emotional people, which is not a bad thing in any kind of way. And they were either gonna be a match made in heaven or in hell. And I just think that they are like they're gonna butt heads all season, unfortunately.
Different, but same.
I'm gonna quickly talk about Team 3 because I've got a bit more to say on them in a minute. Team 3 is Dahlia, Priscilla, and Jade, who on the first day seemed to be getting on really well. And on the second day, if looks could kill, either Dahlia or Jade would have keeled over and been dead on the floor because, yeah, as you find out, something was going on in that group which certainly had an impact on how their floor show eventually turned out.
That's suspicious.
Team 4, which is the final team, is Blackberry, Jaharia, Cynthia, and JK, aka the seasons 5 and 6 ghoulies all together. And this is the team that you want to be in because not only were they like good time girls, they were good time girlies who like knuckled down and got on and had fun and a good concept. And like, I love this group. This is a group that I would have wanted to be in because they click so well, and I hate what happens at the end of the episode with this group, which again I will touch on later down the line because like what happens with this group, I'm so sad what happened with this group. Let me quickly bring up the fact that they got Black Moon gift bags because Black Moon Cosmetics, they are beautiful, but the shipping and the import fees here in the UK means they are so expensive. So to my UK ghoulies out there who like an alternative like colour when it comes to your paint, Jolie Cosmetics, like thank me later. Like this lipstick that I am wearing at the moment is Demise by Jolie Beauty. Not sponsored in any kind of way. I wish it was because, you know, £15 lipsticks. But I can eat and drink in this and it goes absolutely nowhere. I don't need to reapply it at all. So that's saying something in a black lipstick. That, and I want to mention that Disasterina says that she often borrows her wife's makeup, which is adorable, but I hope now that her wife could now steal all of the good makeup in return, because that would be amazing. Then we get the whole thing with Dahlia, Priscilla, and Jade, where Dahlia says that Jade and Priscilla had been drinking all the way through rehearsals. And Jade and Priscilla say that they had only had one shot. And Ghoulie Pops, my eyes, they told me that this team had not been rehearsing when it came to the actual floor show because someone did not know their words at all. Like, at all. And it was glaringly obvious. Like, I have never met any of the ladies in this group, but I am going to quote Jaharia, who says that she knows both Jade and Priscilla, so she knows who she believes, and I think that that kind of speaks volumes. Dahlia is then asked who she may possibly get rid of with the voodoo doll, and I can respect somebody who says, I am planning on trying to take out some of my biggest competition and one of the heavy hitters in the group, which is when we get these wonderful faces from Eva and Sigourney, who immediately think she is talking about them. But I respect Blackberry, who also says, like, if you do go for this, like, good for you, play the game. Like, that's what we're all here to do, and you would kind of be stupid at this point not to take out somebody who could potentially steamroller you at the very end of the competition. But Jaharia says that Dahlia's got a different name in her mouth. And when I found out, like, who she put up for Extermination, I was like, I'm not surprised at all because I clocked her reaction to a conversation that had happened earlier in the lab. So to me, it kind of makes sense. And I'll talk more on who she picks when we get to that point.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
This is when we get to the main stage part of the competition, and I want to quickly talk on the looks from the Boulet brothers, which I personally love. I love the like Elizabethan ruff going on again, which is the same sort of homage to the look that we got at the beginning of the show, but this time it is in the black and orange combination, which it's a Halloween house party challenge. Love that this is the colour combination we've gone for this particular episode, and it matches the colours of the Halloween house party EP that they have, so to me, like, it all ties in lovely together, and there's like a nice big bow on top. The guest judges are David Desmouchin and Victoria Elizabeth Black, and no offence to David Desmouchin, but no one really cares what the men decide to wear on the judging panel unless they pull like a Darren Stein who turned up wearing a crown one time. Like, he looks lovely in his like Pugsley Adams sort of polo neck that he's got going on. Victoria looks immaculate in her like ghostly macabre kind of look. And, you know, I would expect nothing less from the reigning queen of Titans. Like, it's Victoria. Of course she's going to look great. Then we get into the Halloween house party, and I'm going to talk about the looks in the order that they were revealed. And the first person to be revealed is Sigourney as the devil costume. And Sigourney fans, please don't hate me for this, but I was underwhelmed a little bit by this, simply because Sigourney has set the bar, like, so high for glamour, that this kind of just didn't reach there for me. I think we've seen her wear far more glamorous things, and, like, the blue dress with this, like, with the rhinestones on it, you know, it's funny that they had her doing limbo, and I'm talking about how she didn't meet the bar that she set for herself. I think, had she gone for, like, a deep red or a black hair with this, like, that would have been different. And wear something like the dress that she walked in with, rather than the, like, Jessica Rabbit fit, like, them would be talking. Like, give me, like, badass BDSM devil, very different.
I said what I said!
In the performance, I can't complain about the way that Sigourney performed in this, because you are painted bright red. And if you don't know the words, it's going to draw even more attention to your pearly, pearly white teeth. So, like, no problems with Sigourney in the performance part of this challenge, like, at all. But I do think that the position she was in the trio meant that she wasn't the person that you were drawn to looking at, and I will get onto that when we talk about the other people in the group. The next was Dahlia as a whatever the fuck this was. Was she an alien? Was she a cyclops? What was it? Like, it had a unicorn horn, it had one eye, it had a tail, it had bat wings. What was this look? I have no idea. Like, I love the color palette of this, but I don't know what it is that I am looking at, and it is never revealed what she's supposed to be. Like, Ghoulie Pop, you can't come for Abora while doing the exact same thing that Abora did in Titans 1 for the first episode. Like, if we can't tell what you're supposed to be, haven't you kind of failed the challenge? And also, we couldn't really see her lip syncing in this because, like, the mouthpiece, like, there was a lot going on. Like, this entire group, and I will talk about them all individually, this entire group was just, it wasn't it. Blackberry's mummy, the chesty bestie jigglies going on, gave me life. Like, love this moment. I love the, like, 1960s beehive kind of look going on, which has got the reveal in it. I love that it's a fit and flared dress covered in bandages, and you get these, like, green peaks come through, which is supposed to be her skin color. Like, Blackberry just, you know, they sold the performance as well, which is the whole point of this. I'm so happy that Blackberry was in the top 3 for this, because absolutely deserved. And again, one of my favorite looks. Up next was Frankie Doom as a werewolf. And this is the first of 3 werewolves. And this werewolf, if you have ever been to Pride, this werewolf belongs to one of the leather daddies who has a human puppy, but, like, they've just got a werewolf pup instead. Like, that is what it's giving me. It's giving me, like, the submissive werewolf that belongs to a really buff leather daddy. And I'm not mad at that.
Get away from me, you're straight. It's Pride Month.
In the performance, though, we really didn't see that much of Frankie. Like, there's a scene where you see them sat on the couch. They are the back of the limbo line, and there's one close-up of them in a solo bit. So there really isn't that much for me to be like, they were good or bad, because I can't really tell you what like, if they were or weren't from what we saw. Priscilla's werewolf. This was the second werewolf. And I did not get werewolf for this, and I'm going to explain. And if I see this, now you will all see this, because what actually I got when I looked at Priscilla was this.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carol at Big Cat Rescue.
And now you've seen it, you can't unsee it. I'm sorry. It wasn't giving me werewolf, it was giving me lion. And I think it was the combination of, like, the nose and the fact that she didn't have any werewolf ears. And every time she popped on screen, I swear to God, I went, Simba. There really wasn't much of her shown in the lip sync either in this. We saw a lot of certain people, But what we did see of Priscilla was not really her lip syncing, it was her like interacting and doing the acting bits within her group. So was Priscilla's lip sync on point? I can't tell you. The next person is Eva as the Grim Reaper with her lovely long fingers and the glow in the dark colour scheme, which I think was a great choice because while she's the only Grim Reaper, she is not the only skeleton. And both of them are very different from each other just from going with like little details and touches that they've both done. I laughed when she was like filing her nails on the scythe because like, great acting choice. It's the scene when she's with Disasterina, if you haven't clocked it, just like, it's funny. But this is a lip sync challenge. And even with blacked out teeth, no one was going to beat Eva on this one. She nearly won this challenge the first time round on Titans. She only lost to Victoria. And then immediately in Titans 1, followed up with another lip sync challenge and won that one. Like, Eva is not the person that you want to go against in a lip sync challenge because it's just, you know, it's not going to happen. It would be like going up against Anti-Heroine on season 6. It is not happen. No. She was also the centre position in that trio for most of it, which is an incredibly smart choice because in a girl group, that is where your eyes go. You look at the middle person when there is an odd number, so immediately all eyes are on Eva. Disasterina as the sorcerer / wizard. I love this kooky look. I also love that we got the little bit of the backstory about why they picked this character and how it relates to a dress that their mum used to wear when they were a kid. It all adds to the story of this look, and like I said in the beginning, how can you not like Disasterina when she's talking about like how it means so much to be back in the competition? Like, someone give the ghoul a hug. Like, someone hug her in that moment, please, because oh, she's so likable. But in this look, she looks like she's gonna tell your fortune in a tent and then burn it to the ground with you stood in it. Like, it's another one of those in the actual performance though where you don't see that much of Disasterina. You see like a little bit more of her than some of the other members in the group, but I still can't tell you if she knew all the words or not. Cynthia as the classic vampire, I have noticed that she loves this shoulder shape. It is very much the look that she gave for the promo look, but just toned down a little bit. And again, it's one of the Cynthia doll looks where you look at it and you go, what am I looking at? But I still really like it because it's a cutesy vampire. It's bordering on sort of like a fashion doll, I would say, which is very on brand for Cynthia. And I also love that she had a character during the actual performance thing. Like, good for her for saying like, you know what? I knew all the words to this lip sync because for actually having the, like, well done for actually standing up and saying that. Bora as the Scarecrow. I love this. She didn't overthink the challenge this time, and it gives me a Scarecrow from like horror movies when you find out that scarecrows are actually real people. Think movies like Scarecrows from 2017 or Fear Farm from 2020. So to me, all the body parts in the costume, they did make sense. Abora just like she was having a great time in the performance part of this, and again, I have no issue. The fact that she's stepped up as a leader and is so chill this time, like, it's like watching a completely different person come back and compete. Like, so for anybody who says that Eva and Abora shouldn't have come back for a third time, I beg you to rethink this, because this time around we are seeing two very different people and two very different mindsets in the competition. Next is the third werewolf, and my personal favourite look from the entire floor show, and it's JK's pink werewolf. Like, I adore everything about this look. Like, it is giving me original Monster High dolls. Like, JK's werewolf looks like they should be hanging out at Monster High with all of the werebeasts, like Claudine and Claudette and like Claude and Toralei and Catty, and like, oh, I love it. I love when like the Dragula monsters or Titans make bold choices and go for like full colour. It's either gonna stand out for all the right reasons or all the wrong reasons, and I love the patchwork clothing. I mean, she's clearly a fan of a patchwork look, and when the Boulets told JK that that looked so polished, like, I felt that in that moment for JK. Like, I'm so happy for JK in this episode. The next was Zava, and I had no clue what this was supposed to be, but neither did the Boulet brothers. And neither did Cynthia. And when it was announced that this was supposed to be a ghost, I was like, is the ghost in the room with us? Because I was not getting... It's black vinyl and like beige brown fabric. Where's the ghost? Where's the ghost in this look? Performance though, you're in a group with Sigourney and Eva, and she held her own in this because it would have been very easy for certain people to have been absolutely bulldozed in this trio. But again, she was on the end of the trio, so my eyes were not going to Zava, and in that outfit, I'm kind of glad that they weren't, because where'd the ghost, sis?
They're gone.
Jaharia's Black Widow spider. I love this. I love this. It's so stinking cute. Oh, every time she smiled in this, I smiled because the way she has painted her face with the little red accents that match what's going on in her costume, and the fact that we saw her building the legs in this. And then you've got Loris saying that, you know, Jaharia certainly had a leg up on the competition. Ah, love it. Love a pun queen. But this was so cute. This is my third favourite look. Oh, it's so stinking cute, and she just looked like she was having such a good time performing in this. This entire group looked like they were having a good time performing in their costume. Like, I love this. I love this. It was so cute. Then we get Jade as a witch, and to this I say, sis, this what is this? What is... No, this is not it. This is a mess. It's a big mess. Like, not just... And she wouldn't have even been green if Dahlia hadn't given her green paint. So, the black hat with the black bra with some tinsel stuck to it and the underbust, like, corset are things that you could pretty much get anywhere. And then she's paired it with a pair of green gloves, which are a different green to the cape. It's just... It's a mess. It's a great big mess. And then to not know any of the words to the lip sync, like... This wouldn't fly on a standard season, let alone a season of Titans. And the least that you can do is learn the words. Then she tries to blame the fact that her hat and Dahlia's wings are the reasons why she was distracted from performing. Like, how does that affect your ability to open and close your mouth in time with the piece of music? It doesn't. Like, Girly Pop was so lucky to have not been up for Extermination this week. Like, I wouldn't get cocky about it going forward, because this... Like, pure dumb luck that she wasn't up for Extermination this week. The last look is Loris's skeleton, and I love that we also saw her making this in the lab, because I immediately, when we saw the Boulets on the Kelly Clarkson show, understood the reference for this. I love that the face has like silver glitter on top of it as well, makes it stand out. And take note, because this is how you do a mohawk. This mohawk mullet moment, anybody in Queens of Rock who's going to do a mullet, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. So it's enormous, and I loved it. So my personal 3 looks overall from the floor show, not including how they performed in the lip sync, goes to Blackberry, JK, and Jaharia, with JK having my favourite look overall, but my honourable mentions go to Eva for her Grim Reaper, to Abora for her Scarecrow because she didn't overthink it this time, and to Loris for her skeleton. Dahlia is then asked who she wants to put up for Extermination, and Dahlia picks Abora. And was I surprised about this? Absolutely not, because when everybody was questioning why Abora was brought back to the competition, Abora basically said, I don't know why I'm back, and I'm not bringing anything new. And I think Dahlia took this as like face value, and like, was it a joke? Who knows? But Dahlia took this like personal and said, nah, you're going to be up for Extermination. So like, was I surprised? No, I really wasn't. And then we find out that Abora would have probably been the top in her group and is now facing Extermination. But the rest of the Titans get told that they have to vote within their groups for one person to put up for Extermination, and the Boulets will then decide which one of those does not have to face the Extermination. So 4 people in total will be going off to do the Extermination challenge. It took all of 5 seconds for everybody to go and sit down and Jade and Dahlia to kick off with each other. And Sigourney's face in this moment was my face at home, like, here we go again. But Dahlia, girl, the maths was never going to be in your favour in this one, because if you're in a team of 3 and you decide to come for your other 2 teammates, it's not going to end well for you. They are going to vote for you, and that is exactly what ended up happening, because Jade and Priscilla immediately were on the receiving end of an attack and went, you know what? The odds are not in your favour, girl. Happy Hunger Games. Zava then says that she is going to put Sigourney up for extermination, and Sigourney acts all surprised at this. And I'm like, well, she's not going to pick Eva, because Eva's clearly the person she got on with in the group. Why are we surprised about this? But I can again respect anybody who will stab you in the face rather than stabbing you in the back, because, you know, Zava straight up said, I am voting for you. And JK sat behind Zava, copying everything that Zava did without her realising. That was so funny, and like, well done, JK. Like, clearly you know this person extremely well if you can copy them without it was, there wasn't even a delay. I mean, like, it was so funny. Then Eva says that she is also going to put Sigourney up. And again, Sigourney acts all surprised. But we forget, when Eva was talking, and like Sigourney said, Eva is talking too much. Wouldn't you think that Eva had noticed that you weren't really paying attention to her when she was like, just saying. This is when Zava and a few others say that there are some egos going on in the room, and they particularly name Sigourney. And as a viewer, I felt some of this energy. Like, I have like nothing against Sigourney. I've never met Sigourney. I've never met any of the Titans. And there does seem to be this like peacocking going on from certain people who do think that, you know, they are a shoo-in for the top 3 of the season. Like, you can be competitive, but you can also, you know, have a good time and be a bit humble about things. But I am also not a petty bitch in the fact that I will hold a grudge for no reason, and I am happy to wipe the slate clean in the next episode and just see if everybody wants to tone this down. Like, the number of eye rolls or direct looks to camera that I clocked, like, I ran out of fingers. It was like consistently someone being like, to the camera, and it's like, I get it. It's like, calm down. It's episode 1. There is some huge personalities in this competition, and some of them are going to mix like a bicarbonate of soda and vinegar volcano. They are just going to erupt. But it's episode 1, so calm down. Episode 2, do what you want. But episode 1, calm down.
Stop it. Get some help.
And I don't want to come across that Sigourney was the only one that was getting on my nerves, because the person who got on my nerves the most in this entire episode is Jade. Jade came across insufferable at times during the confessionals when she was talking about Dahlia. I get it, the two of you do not agree with each other, but you're also not making yourself look very nice in, like, to the viewer. Like, people aren't gonna like you if you're, like, picking fights over petty drama. It's just, yeah. Again, we'll wipe the slate clean next week. We'll see if Jade can win me back over. But Jade annoyed me. And I'm also not too blind in my loyalty as well to say that, you know, there was a little bit of this from Eva at times in this episode. But you know what? Eva also backed this up by winning the damn challenge. So, you know, if you're going to walk around being a Billy Big Boss, at least back it up like Eva did.
No.
Here's my point on it though. Like, you can't get mad when people call you out for your behaviour if they are accurately calling you out for your behaviour and you were actually behaving that way. Like, all you can do is take this feedback on board and decide what you want to do with it going forward. And if you are going to change in any kind of way at all, check your egos at the door and play the game. It's not that deep. Now, this was also the moment where I was like, the Boulets are going to save Sigourney. And regardless of who else is in the bottom, they're going to save Sigourney. And call it a psychic moment or just, like, common sense.
How did you guess? Are you a psychic?
Frankie, Dahlia, Cynthia, and Sigourney were the people that were nominated by their groups. And colour me unsurprised, I was correct, and the Boulets saved Sigourney.
What?
Now hear me out. Again, it's not hate against Sigourney. I wouldn't have saved anyone. I would have said all 5 of you, including Abora, who was put up for extermination by Dahlia, all of you are going to do the extermination challenge, because whether you mean to do it or not, you are immediately playing favourites by picking somebody to save over everybody else, and the audience are gonna feel some kind of way about it. And wouldn't it have been more of a fuck you? Like, we knew Sigourney wasn't gonna go home, send her to do the extermination challenge and have her walk in the next episode like, you can't kill me? Like, wouldn't that have been a much better answer? But I felt for Cynthia in this moment, because that group had such a hard time deciding who, like, nobody in that group deserved to be up for extermination. And people's feelings are gonna get hurt. Like, it's a game at the end of the day. We had 2 people vote for Cynthia, 2 people vote for JK, and then they were like, now one of you has to, like, the 2 people who didn't get voted for, you have to pick out of these 2. Like, we're messing with people's friendships here, and I hope that Cynthia doesn't take this, like, super personal going forward, but I have a feeling that, like, she's an emotional Scorpio girly, and I think that bitch has got to hold a grudge. So, sorry, Blackberry and JK, you've kind of got a huge target on your back now.
Smell fear on you.
I don't think that anybody who was put up for extermination deserved to be put up for extermination except Dahlia. Her entire team was the bottom 3, in my opinion, and, like, Jade was far too smug for somebody who scraped past extermination by the skin of her teeth, because all it would have taken was Priscilla to say, you know what, I'm not gonna have your back. Like, you didn't know the words and you threw the team under the bus. We then see the 4 Titans up for extermination plodding through the wilderness on a 5-mile hike, looking like 4 hobbits in Middle-earth. Like, the whole time you've got Dahlia and you've got Cynthia talking about how they're going to get revenge for everything, grumbling like Gollum, trying to, like, plan how he's going to murder Frodo in the 2nd movie going into the 3rd. Like, it just needed a man in a big wizard hat leading them all through this scenery up to the bridge from nowhere, because yes, the bungee jump is back into complete darkness, and this is one of the extermination challenges that I would have no problem doing whatsoever. Like, adrenaline, like, that kind of thing doesn't bother me at all. Like, the difference this time is you got to choose whether you wanted to jump face first at the rock face, or whether you wanted to jump backwards into oblivion and see what happened. And luckily, all 4 were like, you know what? I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I have now got people to kill when I come back. Like, somebody has lit a fire under Cynthia. Like, girl is coming for blood going forward, and all of this leads up to a cliffhanger. Literally, the girlies are hanging off the edge of a cliff, and we fade to black. Nobody went home at the end of this episode, leaving so many questions about what is going to happen going forth in the next episode. And if you want what I think is going to happen, I think no one's going home, because it would be really scummy if you actually saved Sigourney from doing this challenge and then sent someone else home. You know, save them all. Have them all come back to be like, now I will kill everyone. So let's do my final thoughts on the episode and start to wrap things up, because this video is already long enough. My favourite intro looks go to Eva and to Blackberry. My favourite confessional goes to Cynthia. My favourite floor show looks go to JK, Jaharia and Blackberry. Honourable mentions though go to Eva, Abora and Loris. I do not want to get in a fight with Jade or Zava, because I think both of them would kill me. I think that everybody should be saved from elimination this week. Like, anything, like, I put them here as my final, because at this point my brain is just a little bit fried. But I'm going to go on record and say that my prediction for the final 3 at the end of the season, just off my own personal taste, is still Eva. But I think it's going to be Blackberry and Jaharia that are up with her now. I think that there are other people who will go... I think Cynthia at this point could, like, be the dark horse of the competition and come out of, like... Cynthia could kill them all, like, literally, because she was so mad at having to go and do the bungee jump. Obviously, we are allowed to disagree about anything and everything that I have said in this video. These are just my opinions, and I am open to healthy discussion down in the coffin section 6 feet below the video. Pull yourself up a comfy cozy casket and have a chat. They are a lovely bunch down there, and they don't bite unless you ask them to. And going forward into the next episode, we are going in with a clean slate and an open mind, and we will just see what happens. I am open to have my opinions changed on anything that I said in this video. So, thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this episode. I promise that my Dragula videos going forth will not be this long. This was just because it is a double length episode. So if you did make it all the way to the end, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like the video because it massively helps me out. And I will see you all for episode 2 of Titans 2 on Sunday. So until next time, bye. A special thank you though to my regenerators here within the Horde for their support over on Patreon.